Germany has stepped forward once again, and this time with a powerful signal to both allies and adversaries. On May 7, 2024, the very first day of Friedrich Merz's chancellorship, Germany unveiled a comprehensive military aid package to Ukraine. This wasn't just another shipment of weapons, it was a declaration. A declaration that Europe's leading economy is not retreating from its role in the defense of democracy. The new aid package includes cutting-edge IRIS-T SLM air defense missiles, known globally for their ability to shoot down drones, helicopters, and even cruise missiles. These systems have already proven critical in Ukraine's survival during Russia's recent winter drone offensives. German media, including Der Spiegel and Tagesschau, highlighted that these systems were instrumental in preventing devastation in Kiev just weeks before this announcement. But the air defense missiles are only part of the story. Germany is also sending 66 MRAPs, mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles built to withstand IEDs and ambushes. Ukraine, where landmines are now spread across hundreds of kilometers of front lines, desperately needs this type of armor to safely transport troops and evacuate the wounded. 3 Zuzana 2-wheeled howitzers are also part of the package. These Slovak-designed artillery pieces offer mobile, long-range fire support, exactly what Ukraine needs to counter Russian artillery dominance in the Donbass and southern fronts. And then comes the heavy firepower. The aid includes ammunition for the formidable Leopard 2 tanks, which are already in use on the battlefield. Over 40,000 rounds for Leopard anti-aircraft guns, key to defending critical infrastructure. More than 27,000 155mm artillery shells, NATO standard rounds that are the backbone of Ukrainian artillery, and over 1,100 rounds of 122mm ammunition, likely for legacy Soviet-era systems. But modern warfare isn't just fought with bullets and tanks, it's fought with drones and information. Germany has also delivered 70 vector reconnaissance drones, which provide real-time data and surveillance. 150 armed HF-1 drones, which can be deployed for both reconnaissance and targeted strikes. 20 ground drones, likely for mine clearing and logistical tasks in contested zones. All these tools aren't just weapons, they're force multipliers, and they're arriving as Ukraine braces for renewed offensives from Russian forces, particularly around Kharkiv and the Eastern Corridor. Further expanding its support, Germany included 6 Bergepanzer, 2 armored recovery vehicles, 4 Weisand-1 demining vehicles, 2 heavy demining plows, 41 ground surveillance radars, plus advanced laser rangefinders, infrared binoculars, diving scooters, and border guard vehicles. And yes, even the basics matter. Harnesses, sleeping bags, and personal kits remind us that in war, even survival equipment can tilt the balance. Let's step back and look at the numbers. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022, Germany has delivered over 5.2 billion euros worth of defense materials from Bundeswehr stocks. This is the estimated replacement value. That's a historic figure for a country that, for decades after World War II, avoided direct military engagement. According to Reuters and Deutsche Welle, this marks the single largest military contribution from Germany to a non-NATO ally since the Cold War ended. More than 10,000 Ukrainian soldiers have also undergone military training in Germany. From operating Leopard tanks to IRIS-T systems and combat engineering, this training has cost Germany an additional 282 million euros to date. And this doesn't even include the cost of medical care for wounded Ukrainian soldiers treated in German hospitals. But what does all this mean beyond the figures? It marks a strategic pivot. For decades, Germany walked a tightrope, balancing NATO commitments with a cautious stance on military projection. But the war in Ukraine shattered those old paradigms. Germany, under Friedrich Merz, is now embracing a more assertive role in European defense. As noted by German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, Germany must no longer be seen as a hesitant partner. Our security starts in Kyiv. From a geopolitical standpoint, this military package comes at a time of growing concern in NATO over dwindling U.S. support. As the 2024 U.S. elections cast a shadow of uncertainty, European countries are realizing they can no longer rely solely on Washington. Germany, in this context, is emerging as the security anchor of continental Europe. And it's not just about helping Ukraine win, it's about deterring Russia from expanding the war. If Moscow sees NATO's largest economy standing firm and rearming its neighbor, the message is clear. Any further aggression will be met with coordinated resistance. Russia, meanwhile, has condemned Berlin's latest move. The Kremlin has called Germany's aid escalatory and claimed that it undermines peace. But the facts on the ground tell a different story. The Guardian and BBC both report that since January, Russia has intensified its attacks on civilian infrastructure, even targeting hospitals and energy facilities. Ukraine's need for better defense is not a political posture. It's an existential necessity. Let's not forget the symbolic weight of this announcement. It wasn't released quietly. It was published on the official German government website on day one of Friedrich Merz's term, making it his administration's first international statement. That's no coincidence. It's a sign of continuity from the previous Scholz government and a message that Germany's support for Ukraine is not up for debate. In conclusion, Germany's latest package is a powerful combination of weapons, strategy, and symbolism. It enhances Ukraine's combat readiness, it redefines Germany's role in the European security landscape, and it reminds the world that democratic nations can, and must, stand united in the face of tyranny.